Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Mary Lee. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in this week's news, U.S. Tzu Chi Volunteers in North Carolina is holding a back-to-school distribution for over 100 children at a local school. We follow up with Tzu Chi Dallas chapter as they continue to urge local residents to keep to their vegetarian diet even after the 7th lunar month. And in Malaysia, Kota Kinabalu Tzu Chi Volunteers donate 15 recycling chairs to a hospital's maternity ward for new mothers to rest on. In the United States, Rally Tzu Chi volunteers from North Carolina recently visited the Doris Henderson Newcomer School to carry out their happiness campaign, where volunteers distributed stationery and backpacks to more than 100 students to help them begin the new school year on the right foot. Let's take a look.
Packing stationery for elementary school students, today Tzu Chi volunteers are joined by young volunteers.
I want to volunteer for Tzu Chi.
Before sunrise, Tzu Chi volunteers are already on their way to the Doris Henderson Newcomer Schools in the city of Greensboro, as they hope to prepare students for their back-to-school day. Most of the students at the Doris Henderson Newcomer Schools come from third world countries, with many forced to flee their homes because of natural disasters or war. To bring love and care to these students, Tzu Chi has decided to launch a happiness campaign at the school.
We are Tzu Chi Foundation, coming from High Point, Greensboro area, and Raleigh and DC area. So we hope to get you started with the school year with wonderful surprise from us. Hopefully, you can begin on the right foot. And hard.
To prepare students for the new semester, Tzu Chi volunteers thoughtfully present each student with a backpack and stationery.
Thank you so much, Tzu Chi, friends and community. You helped our school so much today to get us started on the right foot for a successful, happy New Year at school.
Since 2004, Tzu Chi has been promoting its happiness campaign in communities across the United States to give students a chance to learn in a happy and safe environment.
On the other coast of the United States, as part of their annual education program meeting on August 14th, the education team from California State Polytech University in Pomona organized a visit to the Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters in San Dimas, which used to be their old campus, as they hope to find new inspirations in their educational programs through this exchange visit with the Buddhist NGO.
Let us know. Welcome back to visit the campus.
Receiving a gift from the director of the Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters, Huang Hanhui, the education team of California State Polytechnic University in Pomona is here once again to experience Tzu Chi's humanistic spirit.
Your headquarters here used to be our old Cal Poly Pomona campus. So for us to come back to this campus and see where we started and to look at where we are now, and it's exciting because we have so many things yet to do.
As 2014 marks the 75th anniversary of Cal Poly Pomona, the school hopes to give back to society by offering more educational resources to their community. Thus, the school's education team returns to their former campus in San Dimas, hoping to exchange ideas with the Buddhist NGO and seek new inspirations.
I have always been a very spiritual person, so I have always been open to many religions. I got to visit your temple today and learn what your ritual is in paying honor to Buddha, but also to your master and her ideals and what it is to really be Buddhist.
With volunteers' thorough explanations on Tzu Chi's ideals, these special guests have a clearer picture on how to better organize their educational resources and further improve the educational level in the local community.
These types of retreats that we have help to provide us more focus, to come back together. We have established a wonderful relationship with Tzu Chi. Hope that Tzu Chi will be able to provide opportunities for our students for service learning and activities that will help them to grow, not just as students, but as members of the community.
Moving to the central region of the United States, the Tzu Chi Dallas chapter has for 6 consecutive years organized a Vegetarian Month campaign in the 7th lunar month and called on members of the public to register beforehand so as to allow kitchen volunteers to make advanced preparations. Over the years, more and more residents have signed up to support the cause. This year, as the campaign came to an end on September 1st, volunteers held a blessing ceremony and encouraged everyone to continue abstaining from eating meat.
To successfully promote vegetarianism, it takes more than just effort, which Tzu Chi volunteers from the Dallas chapter never find too troublesome, as one extra person abstaining from eating meat means more hope for our planet. The Vegetarian Month campaign organized by the Tzu Chi Dallas chapter has come to an end, and Tzu Chi volunteers organized a blessing ceremony in which they encouraged members of the public to continue their vegetarian diet.
The 7th lunar month isn't the only time we should embrace vegetarianism. In fact, every day of the year is a good day to do so. Let us pray for peace and a world free of calamities.
Having organized all the ingredients in advance ensured that nothing went to waste. 34 managers of the fast food Chinese restaurant chain Panda Express used their weekends to serve community members. Not only did they deliver dishes that were professional, their service was also impeccable. Although food is a necessity, one should also appreciate and cherish all sentient beings. And Tzu Chi's Vegetarian Month extends beyond faith and race.
It's going to make me go home and think about the way I live my life and nurture my body and eat better. And I just think that it was wonderful people. It just had a great atmosphere. And
I have made a commitment over the years to enjoy more vegetarian food on a daily basis, and so coming to this event every year helps reinforce that belief for me. The food is always delicious, and it reminds me that we're here to take care of ourselves and our world.
As the blessing ceremony nears its conclusion, regardless of faith or race, participants come together to pray for a world free of disasters.
The Australian city of Ipswich was hit with severe flooding in 2011. Following the disaster came the love of countless Tzu Chi volunteers who created a bond with the community that remains strong even today. As a symbol of the town's thankfulness and recognition for the work Tzu Chi Foundation has done on the town's behalf, the mayor of Ipswich recently honored the foundation at a ceremony, during which he also signed a memorandum of cooperation, ensuring Tzu Chi's love and care will always be a part of this town for many more years to come.
In 2011, flooding in Australia left many communities and towns devastated. Among them was the city of Ipswich. Fortunately, Tzu Chi was there to help not only with immediate cleanup, but also to hand out blankets, hot meals and other necessities. Since then, the bonds between the town and Tzu Chi have only grown stronger.
Thank you very much.
For volunteers, their mission was to do whatever they could to assuage the pain and sorrow of those who were left homeless by the floods, including the serving of hot meals. Although most Australians eat meat, the volunteers' continued emphasis on the health and environmental benefits of a vegetarian diet has meant that as a practice, vegetarianism has become more accepted in the town.
So this is fantastic.
Thank you.
Starting from this year, the organisation has been bringing its Jingsi aphorisms into hotels here in Ipswich. One of the biggest supporters of such a move has been the mayor of Ipswich himself.
I'm so glad that Paul gave me a call and asked me if we would like to be involved, and we certainly are very happy to be the first to put them in the rooms. It's excellent.
In our organisation.
Recently, the town's mayor, Paul Purcell, officially offered his gratitude to the organisation on behalf of all its residents.
To thank their leader, the Grand Master, to say thank you on behalf of the people of Ipswich. It was a a wonderful experience.
If we didn't have Tzu Chi to help, there's nothing we can do, but I guarantee we will keep going for the future.
The signing of a memorandum of cooperation between the town and Tzu Chi is a clear signal that the love that has been built up over the past 3 years will continue to flow.
Tima volunteers have long made it one of their responsibilities to care for both seniors and the needy in Taiwan's more remote areas. Recently, the volunteers traveled once again to Tzu District in New Taipei City, where they held a free clinic for local residents, as well as house calls for those with mobility issues. Using new smartphone technology, the volunteers were also able to get prescriptions filled in the same day, thus ensuring medications were promptly available for those in need. Here at this local temple in Tzu District, New Taipei City, Tima members have set up a free clinic. Today's clinic is just one of the many regular events that Tima holds on behalf of seniors and residents across Taiwan.
Shanzhi is far away from the nearest hospital. Volunteers coming here is very convenient for everyone. We don't need to go down the mountain. My foot aches, and the doctor says that the tendons in my foot are too tight. But with some medicine, I will get better again.
As part of their free clinic, Tima members also visit those elderly with mobility issues. One of their stops is this 95-year-old senior who suffers from swelling in his legs and feet. A few of the volunteers help the senior move outside, while others use a smartphone to help fill his prescription.
Using a smartphone, we can send the prescription over to a pharmacy where it can be filled immediately. In that way, we can get the prescription filled before noon, and that means the residents can start taking their medication right away.
Next, volunteers visit this 90-year-old grandmother. After helping her get some sun, the volunteers leave her with a song and their blessings. A public hospital in Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia, has seen an increase in the number of mothers coming in to give birth. The rise in patients have put a strain on the hospital's facilities, especially in terms of giving mothers a comfortable place to sleep or rest as they accompany their newborns in the days following their birth. The hospital contacted Tzu Chi, who later donated 15 reclining chairs to the maternity ward so these new mothers could get a decent night's sleep. Here's more. Here at a public hospital in Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia, newborn babies are often required to stay longer at the hospital. And with fold-out beds in short supply at the maternity ward, mothers have no choice but to rest on hard plastic chairs.
My child was born with jaundice. Last night I sat on those chairs and now my back is really sore. And this is in addition to just giving birth.
To handle the problem, the hospital notified the Tzu Chi liaison office in Kota Kinabalu, hoping the volunteers can find comfortable chairs for these new mothers to use.
After getting word, the next day we went to the hospital to check out the situation and saw there was really a lack of chairs. There were mothers who had just given birth and they had to sit on those hard plastic chairs. Seeing that, we immediately decided to get some more suitable accommodation.
Soon after, volunteers sent over several reclining chairs to the hospital. The gift was received personally by the hospital's superintendent.
More often than not, the patient has to be taken care of by the loved one. So this reclining chair will come in very handy and very useful for them to rest. So thank you very much again to Tzu Chi Buddhist Association for donating 15 chairs. So thank you again.
Volunteers hope that with these new chairs, these new mothers will be able to rest peacefully as they look after their newborns in their first few days in the world. 48-year-old Mariana is a single mother of 5 living in Malaysia's Kota Kinabalu. As one of her children is mentally handicapped, she stays home to take care of her children, relying on subsidies and the aid of charity organizations to get by. Tzu Chi has been helping Mariana's family since 2010, not only by subsidizing her children's tuition through the New Shoots Scholarship Program, but also assisting with repairs to their roof. Now, Mariana has become a Tzu Chi member, paying forward the love she has received to others.
Kota Kinabalu Tzu Chi volunteers arrived to help Mariana repair the roof of her home. As the struggling family lives in poverty, they have to look to the weather and pray for better days.
Mula-mula masalah kami itulah bocor.
Since 2009, my roof often leaked whenever it rained. I wouldn't be able to get a good night's rest, as I was afraid that if the wind was too strong, it would blow the roof tiles away. I had to send my kids to nail the roof plates down.
48-year-old Mariana is the single mother of 5. As she has to take care of her children, one of whom suffers from mental disabilities, Mariana can only rely on charity organizations' aid and subsidies. Through its New Shoot Scholarship, Tzu Chi volunteers extended assistance to Mariana's family in 2010.
It's unbearable to see them live in such conditions, especially when it rains, so we are here to help repair their roof. Hopefully it will improve their living conditions and they no longer have to be afraid of bad weather or have to seek shelter in the living room.
As volunteers work away to tear down the old roof plates, Mariana's children also become little helpers. With the roof and bathroom completed, Mariana's face lights up with a rare smile.
Di rumah cakap penasaran, sekarang tengok rumah kau. Cantik sudah, puas hati.
I'm really comforted and Tzu Chi has helped us so much. I'm so grateful to Tzu Chi.
To ensure Mariana's children continue with their schooling, Tzu Chi also subsidized their tuition through the New Shoot Scholarship. Touched by Tzu Chi's generosity, Mariana made a small donation and became a Tzu Chi member, so to continue this relay of love.
Malaysia's Million Bodhisattva recruitment campaign is currently underway as volunteers spread out across the country in search of locals willing to become part of the Tzu Chi family. Wherever people congregate, that's where one will find Tzu Chi volunteers looking for new recruits. A favorite place for volunteers to go to is local parks, which is where one group from the Tzu Chi Klang chapter could be found. Let's take a look.
Early in the morning here at the Klang People's Park, volunteers approach park goers to discuss the Million Bodhisattva campaign.
This is a good activity. It is not difficult to join.
The message being promoted by volunteers finds willing ears and hearts. Balamani, a park goer, makes a crib trip home for some change, with which she buys a Jingsi aphorism booklet.
The words are very important. Sometimes it will give you, like, motivate you when you wake up in the morning. You open up one page and sometimes when you feel very sad or very dull, so somebody hurts you or what, when you open this page, it gives you like motivate yourself, no.
One of the volunteers knows this park well as he leads a daily morning exercise group here. In addition to teaching, he has been encouraging his students to join as volunteers, as caring for the heart is just as important as caring for the body.
The master said we need to encourage more people to walk the Bodhisattva path. We came here because there are some 100 people that come here in the morning, and we thought it is a good chance to get some of them to join.
There are so many people here. If we can gather their energy, then we are well on our way to creating a harmonious and blessed society.
With their mission at the forefront of their minds, volunteers across Malaysia are taking every opportunity to invite others to join their ranks. They know that as their numbers grow, so too will the positive effect that they have on society.
Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers in Beijing, China, organized a Coexist with Our Earth recycling event in the local community in hopes of creating more environmental awareness. The volunteers' commitment soon inspired many local residents to join in practicing recycling, and also the head of the community to let 2 garage spaces to be used as a recycling station to Tzu Chi.
This is the Hobson Global Village community, situated near the Beijing Tzu Chi chapter. Tzu Chi's efforts in advocating recycling and creating environmental awareness have inspired some 10 volunteers to join their ranks. The volunteers' continued efforts moved the person in charge of the community to not only help plan today's event, but also kindly let 2 garage spaces to be used as a recycling station.
In the first planning phase, we incorporated green concepts into our designs. For instance, our garbage disposable area, ventilation and storage system.
Having just recently returned from a visit to Hualien, Taiwan, Zhang Na realizes environmental protection is not just a job, but a way of life.
First, it improves our spiritual well-being. I think Tzu Chi's environmental ideas are worth learning. Their passion and commitment to recycling and their selfless dedication is an example for us all.
A good habit nurtured from young will be a quality which lasts a lifetime.
Before, when we told our eldest daughter not to litter, she wouldn't listen, but since having taken part in these recycling activities, she now automatically throws her litter into the bin.
Environmental protection has become a pressing issue which requires the efforts of all.
In Taiwan, Taidong, Tzu Chi volunteers from Guanshan put together a mid-autumn festival care package to distribute to 64 care recipient families. During the event, volunteers also showed a video of a Taiwanese opera to promote the idea of adopting a vegetarian diet. Local residents not only were glad to receive the gifts, but also were inspired to go meatless in the days ahead.
Tzu Chi volunteers gathered to carefully pack these mid-autumn festival gift packs for local residents.
Put the apple in first, then put in the box of mooncakes. That way it looks better.
Taidong's Guanshan Tzu Chi volunteers invited a few residents to celebrate the upcoming Mid-Autumn Festival and also showed a Taiwanese opera to introduce the idea of adopting a meatless diet.
I've heard that it's great to eat vegetarian meals. They say when people die, they are buried in the ground, but when animals die, they are buried in the stomach of humans. So I think it's good to go meatless. I really need to start doing that.
Volunteers not only help residents purify their hearts, but also present Master Zhenyan's blessings to each person in need.
I'm grateful that the Master looks after us low-income families, or families that can't make ends meet. Thank you very much.
Each holiday, Tzu Chi volunteers care for these local residents as if their own relatives, bringing greetings and love for all.
At the end of the show, we turn our camera to Jakarta in Indonesia, where Tzu Chi volunteers are planting seeds of compassion by introducing Tzu Chi's bamboo coin bank to elementary school and university students, giving them the opportunity to do their part to change the world one coin at a time. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. See you next week.